So Bellamy this season, it seems like Bellamy's going to have a bit of an awakening in the next episode. Can you tell us a little bit about the emotions that he's going through?
Well, I think that Bellamy's awakening comes at the end of episode 8 in season 3, where he realised that Pike was actually going to go through a real pain, and that his leadership qualities aren't necessarily the best. And now, possibly, he's finally seen the light in the error of his ways. So then, with the timeline put on, with Kane being killed, there is a real pressure and urgency to be able to convince everyone else that he's realising he's wrong and he needs that loyalty again to change, to enact change. But, in his defence, and I'm always going to defend him because I play him and, I've got to love him if no one else does. Pike was elected in a landslide. He had the majority vote of everyone. I mean, he was in jail when they elected him. That's how much of a power and support he had from the people of Arcadia. So it's not only, I don't think, in the show the responsibility seems to fall on Bellamy a lot more to overthrow him. But I think as a viewer you should ask yourself, why isn't anyone else doing this? And, it's trying to rally them and get them to see the light. We've got our main characters and they all know what's going on. But Pike would never be in that position if it wasn't for the vote of confidence of everyone in Arcadia. So there's a lot of tug of war going on.
What excites you the most sort of going into the next few episodes? What are you excited for fans to see?
Well, for the fans, it's been an interesting ride for fans of Bellamy at least, to have him, be the bad guy again. So I'm excited to see how they respond to that. Obviously, I get a lot of feedback from social media about how they feel about my character. So it's kind of enjoyable in a sadistic kind of way to see them kind of change the way they feel or whatever it is, and it's cool to see the influence of the show on that. But I really am excited for people to see how the AI story starts panning out. For me, that was it takes such a huge place in the show, and with Lex's death, it really starts to drive that story forward. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out, and also the family ties with Bellamy and Octavia. I'll throw Lincoln in there. We're kind of a dysfunctional family. To see how that all plays out this season is going to be very interesting as well.
So, what's been, after playing him for 3 seasons, what's been your favorite part of playing Bellamy? At least maybe in the last season, what's your favorite aspect about his character?
Well, I mean, this season 3, I was really excited about playing someone who is morally ambiguous. Morally ambiguous.
I got you.
Season 2, there was a feeling in me that Bellamy was trying to redeem himself for throwing away that radio and killing all those people. That guilt drove him to then go on a basic suicide mission into Mount Weather to release the Grounders and save his friends. I think that was his way of trying to find peace with himself. And once everyone was saved, he felt like he could try and move on and start down another path. So in terms of his character development, to see him revert back to the way he was in season 1 doesn't surprise me, to be kind of hot-headed and very aggressive, because he made his mistakes and then he tried to repent for them season 2. Season 3, he's making plenty of mistakes. But I don't even remember the question. But hopefully I answered it.
You got it.
I got there.
Everyone thought that Octavia and Bellamy would fight after all the terrible stuff he's done earlier in the season, killing all those Grounders. Mm-hmm. But it still hasn't happened yet. So can you tease exactly how bad, whatever it will be, that kicks that off?
I think Bellamy, I would say, becomes a focal point of some terrible things that happen. And he has in this show because he is one of the lead characters. And even though there are so many other people involved, he is the focal point for Octavia. The reason she's so upset by these things, and it comes about later, is because that's her brother. She could take it out on X, Y, and Z, other people that might have been involved, like you have Monty involved and Brian involved, but it's taken out on Bellamy because they are that close and because they're siblings. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't because of previous things, but there are other actions and consequences that will take place that drive us to that point. But then again, they haven't encountered each other for quite a while. So,
They're going to come and get you really quickly, but I just wanted to ask, we know you finished the finale. What went through your mind when you read the finale script?
oh, it was going to take a long time to shoot. The finales are always full of so much action, and it usually involves everyone. So those days you go, all right, okay, let's just settle in. The last stretch, the last couple episodes are always like, you know, and they always seem to go to war, and it feels like we're going to war. The cast and the crew get together and go, how the hell are we going to do this? So, but it's definitely huge, and it's you know, it was very interesting for me because that's where my character's story starts to really intersect with other people's. So yeah.
Just one quick thing.
Yeah.
Do you have any words for your most loyal fans who've kind of stuck with you even through kind of the rough period of some of Bellamy's decisions? Do you have anything that you want to say to them for their support?
Oh no, I mean it's so wonderful having people who support the show and Bellamy, and you know people who support me personally. I think it's really really great. You know, and hopefully everyone shares the love and all that kind of stuff because I think that especially on social media. Positivity breeds positivity, and I think it's a message that we should all kind of share with each other and try and help each other. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.